You're listening to nothing but the best of internet marketing talk, and you're listening to The David Connolly Show. And here's your host, David Connolly.
Well, greetings, brothers and sisters of the planet Earth. You're listening to the David Connolly Show, coming at you from DCRadioNetwork.com. How are you doing, man? Is everything okay? Things are pretty good here in the UK. The sun is shining, all is well, and I've even spotted a couple of bumblebees, you know. They've been keeping a low profile lately. I think it's all the pesticides, but there's been a few of them around today. One of them came in the house, and that's all right, you know. And, I just squashed the little swine and that was it. I'm only kidding. I let him outside. He was just fine. How are you doing? Is everything okay? I want to thank you folks for the fantastic feedback that you've been sending me. You know something? I have no idea who I'm talking to. Most of the time, I feel as if I'm just talking to myself. I'm not famous. I'm not some celebrity. I'm just a guy who likes talking about web stuff. And I know that's kind of sad, you know. But sometimes I just go where my heart desires and I put it out there and just see how other people react, you know. And I think, man, I wonder if anyone else is on the same wavelength, you know. And actually, just yesterday, we had a show out. I put a show out on the subject of debt and debt management and, you know, money and handling money and all of that stuff. Listen, man, I'm not saying I'm some kind of a guru. I'm just saying that I've had challenges like most of you folks. And I've been reading and studying. And if I can pick something up that I think this could be of value, then I'll give it straight to you folks, you know. And let me just read out a message that came in yesterday from Adam Nonhold. He says, "Hey DC, Adam from Pennsylvania, US here. I just wanted to say that I love today's subject matter." We're talking about yesterday, you know, it came on yesterday. He says, "Debt is a prison I have finally freed myself from. I wanted to tell you that a year and a half ago, I had $8,000 in student loan debt and $6,000 in car loan debt and $4,000 in motorcycle loan debt." He says, "About 5 months ago, I paid every last cent of it. It was the best feeling of my life. I felt extremely happy listening to today's show because I actually have $1,000 cash on hand now, and I'm working towards having 6 months' salary in the bank." He says right now he has about 9,000 saved up. He said, "I've certainly made luxury sacrifices over the past 2 to 3 years to get where I am, but it's all been worth it in exchange for the feeling of freedom it has afforded me. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, so I'm going to keep on saving until I can purchase a home. I do have a full-time job which pays my bills, but a large part of me being able to achieve these goals has been all of my web projects that I do on the side. If it wasn't for CodeIgniter and my side projects, I wouldn't be where I am today. Your show continues to be a real value to me, DC. Keep up the good work." Well, thank you very much indeed, Adam. You know, maybe I'm just some kind of attention whore. I don't know, right? Maybe this is kind of shallow, I haven't got a clue. But messages like that make me feel good, you know? A few years ago, I was the listener. I was the guy looking for shows like this, and I had a few that I still have some podcasts that I listen to. And I hardly ever really wrote into the people, you know? And I wish I did, because I can tell you now, as the guy on the other side with the microphone, it really makes a difference, you know, because sometimes you say, gee, why do I even do this? Folks, I've been doing this for almost 2 years. I've never sold anything. I've never advertised anything. I don't have any sponsors, you know. No one on the mailing list has ever been sold anything. I'm not an affiliate. This is all free, you know. I am the unpaid free servant. And to have messages like that really makes it all worthwhile. So thank you very much indeed. Now my emergency reserve laptop's just about to conk out. Let me plug that in. Not again, man. I'm always forgetting to plug these things in. Hold on a second. Oh yes. Alright. The wonders of technology in full formation. So anyway, I do hope you caught yesterday's show. I thought it was kind of quite a good one, if I dare say so myself. You know, normally we like to talk about web stuff and marketing and whatnot, but I think debt is such a massive thing. We're all struggling with debt, and as far as I can tell, hardly anyone is really focusing on this subject in a sort of intelligent, sustained way, you know. We've all read the books with the latte example. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like if you're in debt, then look at your life. Do you go to Starbucks? Do you buy a latte every day? Why don't you cut down on the latte? You will save blankety blank. Ding, ding, ding. And you know something, folks? I actually agree with Tim Ferriss. I think I'd rather have the latte, you know. I mean, maybe if you're like a normal human being, that's an acceptable thing. But I don't know if I believe in austerity, you know. I don't know if I believe in austerity. I actually believe that money should flow, you know, and I'm sure we can cut back and make intelligent decisions and all that. But like Adam says, I think the key to the whole vibe is setting up another venture. And as I was saying yesterday, you know, you need that 1,000. You need 1,000 donuts saved up. It's your emergency security blanket. And you need 6 months worth of salary ready to go, ready to sustain an okay lifestyle should the worst happen. You see, folks, you know, I've met a few of you guys. I have no idea who's listening, but you know, 1 or 2 people have got in touch. I think I have an idea of the kind of people who listen to this show. And you know something? I could probably say to you folks, I could say to you, hey man, I hear you have an idea for a website. And you might be like, yeah, and I say, that's a pretty cool business idea you have. I could say, hey man, listen, I'll give you like $400 for some hosting and some advertising and stuff. And I'll also give you some advice, okay? I'll be like the advisor guy. You can have me on board. And I'll tell you what, I'll just take 50%. That's all I'll take, you know? So how does that sound? Now I could say that, and I bet half of you folks would probably say, yeah, okay, sounds good. Folks, you've just been ripped off. You've just been conned into giving half your business away. You see, none of you guys have really been trained in negotiation. Have you? Have you been trained in negotiation? You probably haven't, you know. And the other thing is, I know that a lot of you folks are coming from a place of scarcity, and I don't blame you. I've had some challenges myself, you know. And when times are tough and you've got bills to pay and debts and all of that, then, you know, if any piece of driftwood happens to stray into the flipping, you know, the zone of perception, you're going to be like, yeah, have half the business, you know. But you see, folks, with this security blanket, with this master plan that we're all working towards here at the Insider Club, 1,000 donut security, 6 months salary security, we shall get it. We're going to do it together. We are never going down. And when you have that, you're never going to be, you know, shortchanged when you go in some negotiation situation, because you'll know you don't need to give half your business away. You don't need to give any business away. You don't even need a cash investment. You can do it all yourself. You are the person with a 6 month security blanket. How good is that going to feel, you know? And on the Insider Club, the website's coming together. I'm going to be adding some content also on negotiation techniques and all sorts of really, really cool stuff, man. I'm so excited and I just can't wait to launch that, so thank you very much. Folks, I wasn't actually going to do a show today. I wanted to take a break. I'm not doing this full time just now. I'm hoping to do this full time next year. I've done the calculations, I've looked at the traffic. There's not tons of traffic. There's probably about 3,200 unique visits per month. It's not much. I mean, don't laugh, I'm just a guy, right? But I think, when you look at the traffic, it's pretty much a kind of exponential curve. This time last year, I was only getting about 700 visits per month. And I think it's reasonable to say that within the next year, I could probably get about 10,000 visits per month. Now, if that happens, surely somehow this can be turned into some kind of income. And I don't know if it's going to be sponsorship or maybe I can, put stuff on. I have no idea. But I would love to be able to do this full time, and I'm really hoping that can happen next year. But in the meantime, there is no schedule. There is no real master plan. It's just me moseying along, and if something just hits me and I'm feeling something, then I'm just going to hit record and give you guys the vibe. And actually, completely by surprise, that precise thing has just happened. I wanted to do a little message about how not to market, or let me put it in the positive. I think you need to personalize your marketing strategy. Folks, you'll hear me typing here. I am just on a laptop. I was on LinkedIn, and I went to the messages section, and a guy sent me a message, and it says, "Hi David, you may recall last year I surveyed the top challenges, ... And I thought, all right, well, he said my name, must be something interesting. And he's saying, you may recall last year, was this a guy that I actually spoke to? Let's click in. And I clicked on in, just like I'm doing just now. I'm on LinkedIn here. And there's this guy who I've never seen in my life, right? And, he seemed like a pleasant guy, a nice smiley face. But then his message, folks. Now check this out, folks. And this is an example of how not to market, okay? It's so bad. I started writing to the guy, and I was like, you cannot be serious. And I thought, I'm not going to write because it's negative. I'm going to come on the show and talk about this in a positive manner. So I click on this thing, and let me just bring the message up. LinkedIn's a bit strange. I can never figure out the navigation here. But here is the message. Check this out, right? Hi David, you might recall last year I surveyed the top challenges in getting new clients. Had a great response, 320 in fact. Overwhelmingly, the biggest challenge was demonstrating value. We've been researching for some time how B2B companies can demonstrate value and gain meetings from social media. The survey results have been included as part of a major research study that we've taken, funded by the Oz government. Full results are available by following this link, blah, 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 blah. Our research covers, can you really make sales from social media? And where is your time best spent? How should you sell in 2013? What are the experts saying? What are the top 217 companies doing about social media? What conclusions can we reach off the back of what the top 207 are doing well and what they are doing badly? Many of our findings are surprising. You will see most of the largest companies are not performing well on social media. Most of us are feeling around in the dark. Hope you will find it interesting, and I appreciate any feedback you have. Cheers, Toby. Okay, wake up time. Hello, can you wake up, people? I think I've probably just sent half of you guys asleep, and I don't blame you. What a rubbish piece of marketing. What a terrible example of marketing. This is the kind of marketing, folks, that I never want to see any of you guys ever put out there. Do you know why this was such a poor piece of marketing? Do you know why? Well, the whole thing was kind of sneaky. Kind of sneaky. Did you notice how the start of the message was like, hey Dave, last year you may recall, and then we've got ... This is how LinkedIn works, you know. It truncates the start of the message or the end, you know. Here's me trying to be clever and I don't know what truncates really means. That'll teach me to use a word I don't really understand. But it chops the message off. Can you handle it? So I'm on LinkedIn and I can see this thing saying, hi David, you may recall last year we spoke about blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying to myself, man, who is this? Did we have a conversation? Maybe this was some important deal. I better check up on this. Who is the guy? And I click on it. And what do you get? Some generic crap about a survey and some social media bullshit that he has discovered that nobody cares about apart from the people who are putting out this kind of crap, of which there are millions all over Twitter. No personalisation, you know, not even the slightest concern about what do you actually do, you know. Now, I don't like to swear on this show, folks, but, you know, why can the guy not, first of all, does the guy not realise that we don't care? I don't care about his survey. I don't care about the results of his survey. I don't care about his funding from the Oz government. If that's what the Oz government are funding, they're probably not a very intelligent government. But you know what? Care factor, 0. Why can the guy not do some personalisation? How long would it have taken him to have clicked onto the profile, maybe checked out one of the websites or something, and said, hey David, how's the radio show going? Or when he does it with, you know, his other 300 and odd people or whatever. He's obviously doing this en masse. Why can he not click in and say, hey Charlie, that's a really nice logo you have on your website. I appreciate that. I can see that you're involved in blankety blank. Does he not realise that this would make all the difference? I'm talking about personalised marketing. That's what we need, folks, and it is so easy. You know, people are so arrogant. They think that they're too busy to add the personal touch. They think it's inefficient, and they think, you know, by just having a massive list and sending it out, and by the way, you can get the lists on LinkedIn, you know, you can download them, and they think, I'll make this little generic message, maybe a little bit of email software to add the first name, but that's it, you know, just generic, spammy crap, and I'll send it out. They think that their time is too valuable to add the personal touch. I have a news flash. Your time is never too valuable to add the personal touch. I add the personal touch all the time, and that's the reason why I am brilliant. There are people listening to this show today who have been pitched by me, okay? I sent a video about 1 hour ago to a complete stranger. And by the way, it was a sales pitch. It was an out-and-out, unashamed sales pitch. I'm sure I even said on the video, hey man, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to give you a sales spiel, okay? I'm helping out people with some marketing stuff, okay? Get over it. But here's the thing, folks. When I send a video message out, a sales video, right? I want it to be a privilege for the person to read that video or to watch that video, you know. I want it to be their moment. The focus isn't on me. Nobody cares about my crappy offer, you know, but they care about themselves. And if I can go on and say, hey man, I really appreciate this website of yours, and gee, that's a really, you know, even something like, that's a really cool color scheme. How's the weather down there anyway, you know? That's an interesting headline. I can see that you've used the word you. Wonder how that's working out for you. Folks, these little touches, little personalised touches, that's what makes the difference. You know, to send a video message to some random stranger like me, it's the kind of thing I sometimes do. It kind of takes brass balls, you know, but I'm pretty confident that I'm not offending anyone, because if you search for my name on Google, I've been doing this kind of work since the mid-1990s, right? Have a search for my name, add words like scam, add words like rip-off, you won't find anything. Now, I'm not saying that won't change in the future, but right now, my reputation appears to be pretty solid, thankfully. I hope it stays that way, you know? And it's all about the personal touch. You want to know what my conversion rate is on videos these days? 100%. And you're like, well, hang on. Well, what's the conversion rate for emails? Folks, I don't sell via emails. I would never sell. I wouldn't even give a quote via an email these days. What about telesales? I don't do that either. People are busy. They probably don't want to hear from me. I send video messages, you know, and I send them honestly. And when I send a video message to someone, it's a privilege for them to get the message, because I've checked them out and I think we could be a good match. I think we're on the same wavelength. I think I can help these people and I think they can help me, you know. Why can't nobody else do this stuff? And you say, well, how can you have a 100% conversion rate? The reason is, folks, because sometimes, and I'll cover this in the Insider Club, right? I'm going to really show you guys this stuff, okay? But when you use video as a way to market, and I'm talking personalized, proactive, you know, I call it active marketing, right? So we've got active marketing and passive marketing. Passive marketing is when you basically launch a website or you open a shop, maybe you put an advert in the newspapers and you wait, okay? So you're essentially just waiting on someone to pass by. I call it passive marketing. Active marketing is when you actually intelligently and actively find people who you think could be a good match, and you reach on out and you make contact with those people. It's an active process. Now, it does take some confidence, but the results are absolutely staggering. As I said, it's a 100% conversion rate. Now, I'm going to be entirely honest. That doesn't mean that 100 out of 100 people always buy from me, okay? But you know what does always happen? They always appreciate the message. They always appreciate the fact that I've taken the time to check out what they're doing, you know, and I don't even like dressing up in suits and shirts and ties. Look, I'm just me, you know, I just talk like this. And people appreciate that, folks. You know, all you have to do is just be yourself, you know. Sometimes when I'm sending a video message, I'll maybe give someone a free website review, you know. And I'll say, hey, I really love your site, man. I like the colours and the logo's cool. But here's a couple of things you could do that could potentially make it even better. Listen, it's just one person's opinion, but let me have a look at your site and I'll see if I can help you out with some things, you know. Sometimes I'll give people a free review, but always I'm giving them positive, personalised vibes, you know, because nobody cares about me. Nobody really cares. Everybody cares about themselves, and that's quite right. That's the way it probably should be. So I want to put a message out today and basically tell you, you know, personalised marketing is the way to go, folks. If it's at all possible, just, you know, reach out and let them know that you're a human being. We're all human beings, you know. And if you're just a person trying to make an honest living, with good intentions, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's ever going to complain. Nobody's ever going to be irritated by that, okay? So anyway, thank you very much indeed. It's a short message today. Stay cool, stay safe, and may the force be with us all. Bye.